yo, man, this the podcast with Soul.
Sean, what's up?
Stigmatism, man, what's up? Do anything.
Okay. What is it, man?
Stigmatism in my soul.
Okay. You got it, man?
Do anything.
Anything?
Anything.
You sure?
Put your mind to it. Do anything.
But what if it's hard, though, man?
If it's hard, it's gonna be hard. If it's easy, it's gonna be easy. It's all about what you think.
Okay, I can dig that. I love you, Sean.
Me too.
Yo, what's up, man? What's going on, man? What's happening? Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with Soul.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yo, at the top of the live chat, I pinned my Patreon channel. Support my Patreon channel. Yo, Trenton, what's up, man? Let's check the markets right now. The Dow futures are up 37. The S&P 500 futures are up 6. Let me refresh this to make sure this is right. All right, so everything is green now. The Dow futures are up 72. S&P 500 futures are up 11. NASDAQ futures are up 20. And the small caps are up 19, man. So the market is rallying, which is good for me. I got a bullish position on, so that fact that it's going up is good for me. Listen, I'm going to switch it up a little bit today, man. I wanted to switch up the game a little bit. Let's talk about finances. I get a lot of requests to do more videos on finances. And hit that like button when you come in, man. Wipe your feet at the door and hit the like button and take the link and share the link, man. And welcome to the podcast with Soul. It's 12:02, October the 12th, 2021. We live and we going and we moving. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Take this link and share it with somebody. Let me cross this off. I just paid. We could talk about a lot of stuff today, man. I probably could have. Maybe I'll do another video on credit cards. Maybe I'll do another video on credit cards some other time. All right, so listen, man. I got a bachelor's degree in accounting from Morris Brown College in Atlanta, Georgia, and I have a master's degree in financial management from the New Jersey Institute of Technology. So I'm a trained accountant. I had my own financial consulting business. I had my own tax business. I was a licensed real estate broker. So I know what I'm talking about as far as when it comes down. You know what? Let me go and look at that. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to finances, all right? So that's why I'm able to, all right, I got to fix that. That's why I'm able to speak on this particular topic. So what I want to talk about right off the bat is that your finances and your money is your responsibility, right? If you live in America, this is in name a capitalistic society, right? Which means there's commerce, there's goods and services. People sell goods, people sell services, customers buy goods, customers buy services. We have to buy food, We have to pay bills. We have to get car insurance. We have to put gas in the car. We got to go get groceries from the grocery store. So throughout your whole life, you will deal with money and financial transactions. So there's no way out. There's no way out of it. You can't say, well, you know what? I'm really not good at math. I'm really not good at money. I fix transmissions for a living. Too bad. You know what? I'm a dentist. I just do implants and I do cleanings and I do teeth work. I don't I don't know how to deal with money. Too bad. There's no way out of it, right? And your money and your finances is your responsibility. Okay? So, this is just like for some of the basics. This is really like for a lot of the younger dudes that subscribe to my channel, and, a lot of them want to move out of their mother's house. They want to try to get their own place. I'm going to touch a little bit on that. If I forget, please remind me to talk on that. So with your finances, okay? And, number one, I'm 52 years old, right? So I was introduced and trained under an entirely different system than what somebody who's 17 years old today in 2022 would be trained under, right? I was trained under right, and this is where I'm gonna come from. This is where I'm gonna come from today with this live, right? And if you can get something, cool. If you can't get nothing, it's still cool. But what I'm going to show you and what I'm going to tell you can definitely help you in your life, all right? So I was introduced to checkbooks, right? So here are my checkbooks, right? And I still write checks. I would imagine that some of y'all probably don't even write checks no more. You probably do all your transactions online. I do that too. But when I have the opportunity to write checks, I like to write checks, right? I've been writing checks a long time. So that's my preferred way of paying my bills. But when I'm pressed for time and I need to get a bill paid quick because the deadline or the due date is coming up and I don't want it to show up late on my credit, then I will use the online payment and put in my routing number, put in my account number, and pay the bill that way so that it's instant and it's quicker, right? But if I got time and there is no time constraint, there's no pressure on me to pay it immediately, I much prefer to write a check. Now, what I'm going to show you today and what I'm going to teach you today is to help you get out of paying those NSF charges, those $35 NSF charges, right? And what is an NSF charge? An NSF charge is insufficient funds, okay? Which means that you paid something for $50, but you only had $48.50 in your account, right? And the bank looked at your account and they paid the bill for you anyway, even though you were short. And what it did was it overdrew your account by $1.50. So what's going to happen is the bank is going to charge you $35 because it went to bat for you and hooked you up and looked you out and paid a bill for you that you really didn't have all the money for. And it's going to charge you $35 insufficient funds. Okay. Now, this happens to me, and it happens, to everyone from time to time. Now, what I typically do when I get an NSF charge is I try to go into the branch and talk to someone on the platform and ask them if they can give me a courtesy waiver, a one-time courtesy waiver of the $35 NSF charge, right? I had some things going on, I wasn't paying attention, and I paid this bill. I didn't mean for this to happen. If you look at my account, you see this rarely happens over the last year. This happened maybe twice. Can you please give me a one-time waiver and a courtesy and reverse the $35 NSF charge? And most times they will. They will give you back the $35, right? So in the example that I explained, you had $48.50 in your account. You paid something for $50. You didn't have enough money. So the bank paid it for you anyway. So it overdrew your account by $1.50, and then so now your account has a negative balance of $1.50, and they charged you $35. So now you have a negative balance in your account of $36.50. So you go into the branch, you ask for a one-time waiver courtesy to reverse the $35 to waive the fee. They waive it. So instead of you now owing $36.50, now you're back to $1.50. You got a negative balance. All right? Not owe, but having a negative balance. Now, I would assume that when you are not keeping track, I think a lot of people try to keep track of their bank balances in their heads or online, or I don't know, right? And I could imagine that when you try to do that you're going to run into this problem a lot, that you're going to be overdrawing your account a lot, and you're going to have a lot of those $35 NSF charges on your account, those bank fees. All right? Now, in my opinion, a good way to prevent yourself from overdrawing your account, okay, and giving this bank this money who they really don't need it, they got enough money already, is you get a check register, okay? You get a check register. Let me show you what a check register. This is a check register, right? You could get this from your branch. You could get this from your branch, right? And it's got everything here. It's got where you could put the check number, the date, you record the transaction, whether if it was a payment to you or some income to you, and then you have a running balance on the end, right? This is what I've been using since I was 13, 14 years old when we used to do money and banking in school, all right? This is how I learned. I'm old school. Like I say, I'm 52 years old. I do it this way, and I still write checks, okay? I still write checks. And if you look at my check register, you will see that there's transactions recorded here, okay? All of my check registers have transactions recorded, okay? Now, why do I do this? I do this because number one, I'm anal like that. You know, I'm OCD like that. But furthermore, I'm an accountant. I'm a trained accountant. I got an accounting degree. Anybody that has taken an accounting course understands the precision and the meticulous management and the taking care of numbers, right? That's what I do. I've always been good with numbers my whole life. Always got A's and B's in math. My behavior was fucked up, but I always was good at math. So that's why I do it, right? Another reason why I do it is because I can keep track of my income, money that I have coming in, and my expenses, money that I have going out. Right? This is my checkbook to my YouTube and my books and all that stuff, right? So I have to be able to, because I'm selling books, I'm selling shirts, I'm paying for the books, I'm paying for the shirts, I'm paying my bills, you know, so I need to know exactly how much money I have in my checking account, right? So that I know what I can pay, what needs to be paid, and I can pay it. This is important. This is important. This is an important part of my life. So I have my own personal record. This is my own handwriting, my own research, my own due diligence. This is my work. And then what I do is I then go online banking, right? I take out whatever checkbook, whatever account I want to reconcile. I pull up that account on online banking, and then I go down and I match transaction for transaction to make sure that the balance that I got on my records is matching the balance that's on the online banking, right? Because I gotta watch myself, because sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes I can record a transaction and I can record an expense, some money going out, and I can mean to subtract it from my balance, but I'll add it. That's a mistake on my part. Now, this balance ain't gonna jive with the balance that's on the online banking, right? So then I need to go back and see, like, well, what did I do? Oh, okay. I find the mistake, and then I get back right. Now, on the flip side of that coin, you got to watch the banks too, because the banks steal money, they take money, they can make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch them too, right? They may go in and snag an odd number out of your account, $2.29, right? It's a small amount. You think it's insignificant, right? You really don't see it. And you don't pay no attention to it. And they take it to their favor. Now, they have 1 million customers. If they do that to 1 million customers, that's $2 million, $2,290,000 that they got added to their pocketbook that they just took. So you got to watch them. You got to watch yourself. And that's the reason why I keep my own running tab of my accounts. All right. I don't leave it to my head. I got too much other stuff going on. I don't leave it to my head. I write it down. So this way I got it. And, you know, not every day, but sometimes every day. Sometimes, you know, but definitely a couple times a week, I sit down and I go to my online banking. I open up my checkbooks and I match out. I go through and try to tie everything out and make sure everything is copacetic, right? And if the balances are off, it could just be one payment just hasn't posted yet to the online banking, but I got it reflected in my account. So the accounts may be off. It should be off by the exact amount of the amount that hasn't posted, right? This is very important, man, because, you know, your finances and your money, that's your responsibility, man. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be able to manage your money. If you watch the pennies, the dollars will take care of themselves. This is how you get rich. This is how you get rich. You gotta watch your money. Okay? What else? So, like, to the newer generation, you guys that are in your 20s who may not be hip to this, and I don't know what they're teaching y'all in high school now or junior high, if they're teaching you about money at all. I don't know how you are keeping track of your bank balances, your checking account balances, your savings account balances, keeping track of your paychecks, and if you're doing direct deposit, or if you're doing it at all. If you're not doing it at all, you need to start doing it from this video going forward. You need to start doing it. You need to start doing it. Stop being lazy, right? Stop whining and complaining that you don't know how. You teach yourself. You teach yourself. If you want, you can email me at thepodcastwithsoul@gmail.com, and I'll work something out with you where maybe we could do some FaceTimes. And if you want me to kind of show you how to record transactions, we could do that. There's going to be a fee involved. I'm not going to do that for free. But if you don't know and you want to learn, reach out to me and I'll show you. But at the end of the day, if you are going through this life, you know, not knowing how to manage your finances and manage your checkbook and manage and pay your bills on time, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because this transfers over to your credit score, and this world is based on credit. How credit worthy are you? How not credit worthy are you? Are you a credit risk? Are you a good risk? You know? And you know, you need to slow down. If you're not doing this, you need to slow down and block out time each day or every couple days to look at your accounts. You know, we do a lot of transactions with PayPal. We do a lot of transactions with Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, all of these online, and there's probably more, Revolut. A lot of payment systems are done through mobile banking with mobile apps. You got to watch that. You got to watch these mobile apps, the fees they charge. You know, I know that Cash App and PayPal will charge you a fee. If you want to withdraw your money and transfer it to your bank immediately, there's going to be a fee involved. If you want to just wait the standard 1 to 3 days, they won't charge you the fee. You understand? But you need to be on top of this shit, man. You understand? If you a real player, man, if you a real, you know what I'm saying? If you a real player, man, you know what I'm saying, and you for real about yours, this is a part of your life. You got to make this a part of your life. You're going to have to sit your ass down in front of your computer with your online banking and reconcile your bank book, your records with what they got online. And if it ain't matching out, if the shit ain't matching out, you got to get on the phone with the bank on the 800 number or go into the branch and sit down with someone at the platform and figure out why. Why is my balance different than yours? What's up? And, you know, this is just a way better way than doing it off the top of the dome, man. This isn't nothing you should want to do off the top of the dome. And I don't care how much money you're dealing with. You understand? If you're dealing with a part-time job or you got an 8-figure bank account with $12 million in it, that shit is your responsibility, even though you're going to have accountants, you know, perhaps managing that kind of money for you when you get that kind of money. You still need to be able to know what to do to watch the accountant. You got to watch him, right? And if you hire an accountant to watch that accountant, you still got to watch both of them so that they don't get together and rob you blind. So there's no getting away from this, man. Subscriptions, man. Subscriptions too. You know, you subscribe to this and you know, today in the world that we live in, you know, you subscribe to this channel. You may subscribe to my Patreon. You may subscribe to that newsletter over there. You may subscribe to that gym channel or whatever, to the gym. And these people, these places that you're given the authority to withdraw money from your bank account every month at the same day, you need to keep a track of that, man, so that they don't start taking it twice and double hitting you. Right? If you doing it off the top of the dome, you fucked up, because people are they nicking your account here, they nicking your account there, and then when they find out that you sleep at the wheel, you ain't paying attention, then they just gonna keep nicking you for more and more and more. You know? Best believe they monitoring that, and you best believe that the first time they try to take more out of your account than what they're supposed to, and you catch them, they put a little asterisk next to your account. So, man, don't try this dude. He know what's up. He on top of his game. You know, and it's to your benefit, man. And what you want to try to do, for those of y'all that are trying to, you know, see how much you can afford, and, you know, you want to, if you get paid twice a month, right? You get 2 paychecks a month. What you want to try to do is have that first paycheck pay the majority, if not all, of your necessary expenses, your rent, your food, your electric bill, your car insurance, your groceries, your cable, your Wi-Fi. If you want to try to be able to manage to have that to where your first check covers the majority of that, if not all of that. So then your second check can go to savings. Well, both checks really should go to savings, right? If we're talking about the richest man in Babylon, you know, George Clason in The Richest Man in Babylon, one of the rules of Mathon the Gold Lender was that everything you earn, some of it is yours to keep. Save 10% of everything that you earn. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. And learn to live out of 90%. Learn to live out of 90% of your income, right? But if you can't do that, or you don't want to practice that just yet, and if you don't practice that, that don't mean you can't get rich. You can get rich, because I did. You want to try to live out of 90%. You want all of your expenses to be no greater than 90% of your total take-home pay. Okay? So if you can get your rent, if you can't get your rent inside your first check, then there's two things wrong, or one or two. Number one, you don't make enough, so you need to get another job, making more money, or pick up another part-time job to help you, right? Or the apartment you're trying to rent is too expensive for you. You need to throttle back and find somewhere to live where you can pay your bills without having to have your stomach all in knots and you're taking worry medication because you don't know how you're going to pay your bills. But if you can get your rent and your electric bill and your Wi-Fi in your crib and your groceries all in that first check, you're doing all right. You can move out of your mother's house. You can get your own apartment. You can live on your own. Because then your second check is used for savings, right? Paying credit cards here and there, and, taking yourself out to eat, taking you and your lady out to eat, and just having Band-Aid money sitting around just in case something goes wrong, right? And you need to be able to monitor that. You should monitor that. It's imperative that you monitor that and that you stay on top of that. And you do that through keeping a running checkbook balance. Every time you get paid, you record it in your checkbook, right? Every time you pay your rent, you record it in your checkbook. Every time you pay your electric bill, you record it in your checkbook. Everything that you pay, you record it in here. Everything that you deposit, you record it in here. So you know up to the minute, to the second, how much money you have in your account, right? And, your balance in your checking account may be different than the available balance on the online banking. Like I say, a check may not have cleared, or an expense may not have posted. So, but you're staying on top of your game. I need y'all to hit that like button, man. There's 30 of y'all in here. Please hit that like button. When you come in, wipe your feet and hit the like button, man. Thank you. And one way to do this, let's talk about saving money, right? Let's talk about saving money now. If you want to start saving money, I would suggest that you do not use your savings, do not commingle your savings with your checking account. Commingle, what does that mean, Sean? Put them together. You don't commingle accounts. You keep the accounts separate. You have a separate savings account and a separate checking account. and you go to your job, you go to human resources and you say, listen, I get paid $1,000 every 2 weeks. I want $925 to go into my checking account to where I pay my rent, my car insurance, my cell phone, my electric bill, my Wi-Fi, and I want $75 to go into the savings account so that I don't touch it. And I'm just going to let this money here just stack up and pile up, right? You could do that at the same bank. You could have a checking account and you can have a savings account. If you bank with Chase or you bank with Bank of America, Wells Fargo, whoever. That's how you start a savings account. You don't put the whole 1,000 in one account and say to your mom, well, I'm just going to save out of this. No, because if you have it in your checking account and you need it, you're going to spend it. You're going to use it. The propensity and the probability of you spending it and using it is greater. Now, if you want to take it a step further, right, and create even more independence in your life, you set up a second account separate from your checking account. You set up a separate. You set up a separate savings account, but you set it up at another bank. You got your main account, your main checking account, and maybe a national bank, Chase, Bank of America, a bank that's got ATMs and branches from California to Florida, up to Boston, down to San Diego, up to Seattle. That's where you keep your main money in case you're out of town. And then your savings account, you want to put that in, like, you know, those little local banks in your town that got the little small name, like Main Ave Savings and Loans or Around the Corner Bank. You know, it's just one branch. It's a very small bank. You know, you set up an account there for your savings account, and you go to human resources and you say, listen, I know I get paid $1,000 every 2 weeks. I want $975 to go to my Chase account. That's national. And then I want $75 to go to this local bank over here. And when you open up the savings account at the local bank, they're going to say, Sean, do you want an ATM card? No. Sean, do you want checks for this savings account? No. You don't want nothing. You don't want no access to this money other than you having to walk into that bank during normal business hours and take it out yourself. All right? Because that's what it is. It's a savings account. It's there, but the motherfucker ain't there. It's there, but it ain't there. Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with Soul. It's there, but it ain't there. And you just letting that money pile up. That's how you start a savings account, right? And then you're just paying all your bills out of the main joint, right? Now, if you find that you got the main joint and you're able to pay all of your bills out of the main joint and still have some money left over, then you can increase the direct deposit to the savings bank. You go to human resources, you say, yo, I know my check is $1,000 every 2 weeks. I know I got $925 going into my main joint and $75 going into my savings. I want to change that up. I want $900 to go into the main joint and up my savings joint to $100.
I said astigmatism in my soul.
And you do that, right? Now, if you want to go a step further, you really want to be a player, right? You want to get down for your crown. You want to get money. You want to stack your money up tall. You don't want your money to be short. You want your money to be tall. You got your main job that I just described where you're making $1,000. You got $900 going there and $100 going to the savings. Now, you go a step further, you pick you up a little part-time job. maybe like on the weekends for 4 hours on Saturday, 4 hours on Sunday, right? A little part-time joint just to kill some time. It's good pay. You tell that human resource you want all of the money to go into the savings account. You don't want nothing to go into your big account because you've already established that you make enough money. You got enough money going into the big account, the national account, to pay all your bills. Now you got a part of that big check going in the savings, and then you got a little part-time job going. That savings finna pile up. Your money finna be tall in a minute, man. It's finna be tall.
Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with soul.
I said astigmatism in my soul.
And that's what you do. And you don't fuck with that savings money for no reason. For no reason at all. You understand? And every time money goes into that savings account, you got a checkbook or a savings register, a check register to account for how much you got in that account. And you sit down and you look online banking, you go, you type up how much I got in there. Let me see, this shit match out. Let me see. This shit match? Let me see. All right, that shit, wait a minute, this shit don't match. Oh, okay, because that's right, I wrote the check. I wrote that check for 50. So the online banking is off by 50. Okay, all right, cool. So yeah, you check that. You check that, man. And that is the financial management, man. That's the financial management, man. Stop doing this shit by the seat of your ass off the top of the dome about the most important part of your life, which is your financial part of your life, man. You gotta sit your ass down, slow the fuck down, and sit down and take care of your money, man. Hit that like button. Please, thank you. When you come in here, man,
Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with soul.
when you come in here, wipe your feet and hit the like button, man, and take the link and share the motherfucker, man.
I said astigmatism in my soul.
Yeah. John, what's up?
Astigmatism, man, what's up?
Y'all learning this, man. You know how valuable this is, what I'm telling y'all, man. You understand? I went to school for this, man. I built up $1 million net worth on my own in this country. And I'm sharing it with you for free. Cause I'm like that. Money like that. It's gonna come back to me. I put out good stuff in the universe, so it's gonna come back to me. But I really want to help y'all, man. You know, and when you got transactions that you do with Cash App and you got transactions that you do with PayPal, right? Don't do the instant transfer, you know, where they charge you $1.42 or $2.08 to do it instant rather than waiting 48 hours and get it with no fee. Always do the no fee. Wait. If you got money, I mean, if you don't need the money right now, if it ain't a pressing emergency, do the transfer for 1 to 3 days and you do it for free. You keep that $1.80. If you did that 9 times over the course of a year, $1.80, right? That's about $16, man. You understand? That's a sandwich, man. That's a sandwich, a bag of chips, and a soda, man, at Jersey Mike's or the local deli, man. You need that. You know how many cups of coffee that is? That's like 7 cups of coffee. You got to begin to think like that, man. You got to watch the pennies. If you watch the pennies, the dollars will take care of itself. If you watch the pennies, the dollars will take care of itself. You got to begin to think like that, man. You know? You got to get out of that mindset that, oh, do I got enough money in it? I think I got enough. Nah, you don't. It ain't. We not thinking, do you got enough or you don't? Because you keep overdrawing this account. You paying $35. You do that 10 times a year with those NSF fees. That's $350, man. That's a car payment or part of a car payment. It's definitely an electric bill and a grocery bill. Definitely a grocery bill. maybe 2 or 3 grocery bills at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, man. You don't need to keep paying the banks these monies like that, man. You understand? What else y'all want to talk about? Your finances and your money is your responsibility. You gotta, my mother was a registered nurse. My mother was a registered nurse. She was good with money. She was good with money, man. She was good with money. Some people are good with money and some people aren't. But you can teach yourself. You can relearn yourself. You can learn yourself, man. You got to get on top of this, man. This is a part of being a player, man. This is a part of being that nigga, man. This is a part of that Fed look, man. Your financial management of your life, man. This is a part of that Fed look, man. You got to be on, you watching everything, man. Ain't nothing getting by you. Ain't nothing funny. I'm not playing. I ain't got enough money. People want to do, yo, Sean, you want to do this and that? What y'all want to do? How much it costs? All right, hold up. Now I'm fucked up. I can't go. You got to be on it like that. You got to be on it like that. Grayson just asked me, should you claim side hustle money on your tax return? I think I went over this the other day, and maybe I could do another video on this. If you got a side business that's like small potatoes, don't formalize it with the capital in your state, filing your incorporation papers, filing for your employment identification number, your tax ID. Don't do that because it's small potatoes. You make $200 a month. At the end of the year, that's $2,400. You don't even have to claim that. If you make less than $2,500 in a year, you don't even have to file a tax return. The IRS don't care nothing about that. That's small potatoes. So, you do what you want to do, but if it's small potatoes, nobody's going to come look for you. Now, if you're making $20,000 a month, yeah, then you got to set up. You got to get the shit formalized. You get your tax ID. You file all your paperwork with the state and with the feds, and you file your tax returns with the feds, your state returns. If you got taxes, if you got payroll, you're filing your 941s and your estimated taxes, then you got to do that. But for small money, you don't sweat that. You understand? And this is a part of entrepreneurship, man. This is a part of entrepreneurship. A lot of y'all be talking shit. Oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I want to be an entrepreneur. But this is the side that is the most important side. This is the side that's the most important side. The back office. This is what they call it. The back office operations, the administrative. This is that. This is the most important. This is why a lot of professional athletes, Major League Baseball, Major League Football, basketball, tennis, hockey, soccer, a lot of them end up broke because all they know how to do is kick a side kick and head the ball in for the goal. All they know how to do is dribble the soccer ball down the field and score a goal. They don't know nothing about the finance.
Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with Soul.
And that's why at the end of their career, they had $30 million in contracts, and they look at the bank at the end of their career and they got $600,000 in the bank. And their business manager and their agent, you understand, got $2-3 million in their account of his money. You gotta be able to manage your own money, man. Super important. Lot of artists, musicians, entertainers, actresses, actors, rappers, singers, musicians, They all end up in this boat. They're so artistic, all they can see is concentrate on their art, but they don't worry about the back office, the back end. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, they fucked up. They ain't got no money. Somebody done took it, or they overspent. You know? So this is an important part of your life, man. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to my Patreon channel, man. I got the link pinned at the top of the live chat. Thank everybody for coming through. We here. Financial management, the bank account, checking account, savings account, retirement account. Let's talk about the retirement account. I don't really know too much about that. I mean, you got IRAs, individual retirement accounts, you got 401ks and all of these things on the job. I never was a big fan of that. A lot of my clients would come in the office and, you know, brag to me about how much they were putting in a 401k or how much they were putting in their 403b or their pension. And I would always tell them, you know, that's a dumb move because that money in your 401k, your pension plan, 403b is locked up until you turn 62 and a half or 65, whatever the age is on your plan administration, you know, which means if you die before you reach that age, you never got the chance to use the money, right? And, you know, that's analogy. Obviously, if you're putting money in a retirement account, you're not anticipating dying before you can withdraw it. But I always used to advise my clients that it's better that you manage that money, right? You know, because you put all this money in a 401k and then you select these different plans, aggressive stock, you know, and the investment houses that are managing this plan, whether it's Fisher Investments, the Vanguard Group, BlackRock, this or whatever, or you know what they're doing with your money? They're going into the stock market and they're making 18 to 23% on your money, and they're paying you 2% on your money, right? And in the case of what happened in the Great Recession back in 2008, 2009, a lot of people lost damn near all of their savings messing around with that. You know what I'm saying? So I would always tell my clients, you know, don't put no money in the 401k, kill the 401k. And if you get in a situation where you need to get the money out of your 401k, you got a family emergency or a hardship, you got to fill out paperwork, fax it over to the people, you know, then you got to pay an early withdrawal penalty, you know, then you got to pay that on your tax return. You pay an early withdrawal penalty. You end up paying out in fees and penalties your hard-earned money because you needed it right now for a real life hardship, a real emergency. Conversely, on the flip side of that coin, had you been managing your own money or putting it in that separate bank in that savings account, you know, given the analogy that I presented before, you could just go on Monday morning when that bank opens in your savings account and you can get that money out with no problem. You know, so you really effectively, you act as your own, you really acted as your own 401k. You've acted as your own management, financial manager of your money. You got access to it at any time you want. You know, and that if you wanted to get into investing, your money, you know, I wouldn't advise you do that. But if you were so inclined and you're free to do whatever you want to do, this is a free country, you go and you study and you teach yourself how to invest in bonds or invest in currencies or invest in stocks or invest in options or invest in other derivatives, futures. You go, you take a course, you pay for the course, you take a course, and you learn, and then you open up you an account. You can open up you an online account, and you can paper trade, like if you trade with TD Ameritrade, you can open up a TD Ameritrade account for $25. And then with that, you can download the Thinkorswim platform, which is a very professional trading platform. And TD Ameritrade will give you $200,000 of paper money. It's fake money, but with that fake money, with that paper money, you can trade in the real market in real time. It's a little delayed, I think 15-second delay, but you can trade that paper money to test your knowledge, to test your strategies, to test your thoughts or what you think this stock is going up or down. You can, you know what I'm saying? And then when you get comfortable enough and you want to put some real money behind it, then you put the money in the account and then you flip it from paper trading to live trading, and then you can trade your own money. Better you lose your money than some investment house. You know what I'm saying? But, the goal is to win, not to lose. So this was just a little cursory joint, man, just to switch it up a little bit, and, just to give a little bit of my financial background to a lot of the younger dudes. I know y'all want to move out your house and you're scared and you're still living with your mother. You got your mom's titty still in your mouth. You in your 20s. You still living at home. That's because you don't know what the fuck you doing with your finances. Right? So I'm doing this video right here. So, to push you to do something. Phil Hogan, how do I feel about life insurance? I don't know. If life insurance companies are other things. All insurance companies, they take money from you for just in case something happens. The money you pay for a car insurance in a year and you never get into an accident, you've paid $3,000 for car insurance or $2,000 for a year and you didn't get into an accident. So that money's gone. That's a sunk cost. But I do understand the opposite side. Just in case you do get into an accident, you got insurance to take care of. You spend the $2,000, and then if you get into a car accident and it costs $11,000 for your car and the other person's car, you're covered. Life insurance, if you practice the scenario I set up where you got a separate checking account and a separate savings account, the savings account can act as your insurance to bury you come burial time, or, but you may be talking about as far as a benefit to your beneficiaries. I mean, if that's what you want to do, I don't know much about that. I plan on being rich when it's all said and done. So there'll be plenty of money for Lil Sean to do what he needs to do. And, but I don't know. I had bought some when I was rich a while back. I had bought some. I had some term and I had some annuity. I did both. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. An insurance guy came by and he sold me. And I said, yeah. And I got in, you know, he sold me some insurance. He closed me. So he got commission. And I don't have any life insurance now, though. I don't got enough money for that. But I'm not dying anytime soon. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to my Patreon channel, man. That link is up there at the live chat, man. Y'all make sure y'all check me out over there. Subscribe to the channel. The channel is growing every day. We're growing every day. And to you entrepreneurs, man, this is a great video for you. This is a great video for you. This is a great video for you. You know, you don't want to be like these stupid ass rappers and these entertainers, man, that's high all the time and got somebody else managing their money. You know, a lot of these football players in the NFL, you know, they don't go to class. Once they become big prospects in the 8th and 9th grade, they just get passed from the 8th to the 9th, the 9th to the 10th, the 10th to the 11th, 11th through the 12th. They just get passed by the teachers because the football coach told them to pass them. But they can't count, they can't read. And, you know, they get this scholarship and go to college, and then they, you know, they're going to go to the pro, they're going to earn all this money, but they don't know how to count. They don't know how to read a contract. They are totally dependent upon somebody else to handle their life, the most important parts of their life. And when it's all said and done, you know, if they're lucky, they have a 12, 13-year career, and they retire, and now there's no big check coming in no more. Now they have to deal and try to manage what little money they had. And, you know, and too bad for those guys that come into the league, can't read and write, can't count, and get a career-ending injury in year 3, and now they're out the league. Now what do? You know? So, and, you know, they could start over. They, you know, just like I'm telling y'all to start over, you know, we all could start over and teach ourselves things that we need, you know? And, but the thing is, man, you want to have this part of your game. You want to have this part of your game on Smash, man. You want to have this part of your game on Smash. You got to practice. Stefano says you got to practice. Yes, indeed. What else is going on? I covered everything, didn't I? I got everything, right? Credit cards. That's a whole video. You know, in your credit card management, you want to try to keep your balance under 29% or below. That's how you keep your credit score high. You want to have running balances 29% or less than the full credit limit. So if your credit limit is $100 on a credit card, hypothetically speaking, you got a $100 credit card, you don't want to never let your balance go over $29. Once it goes over $29, it begins to negatively impact your credit score. If you can keep it under 29%, you're doing good. Mine ain't there right now. And that's gonna be for somebody who's more stable. Now, somebody who's into entrepreneurship, trying to grow a business or trying to do certain things, obviously you're gonna probably max out your card trying to get your operation off the ground, and that won't apply to you. But it's just some good information for you to have if and when the time comes for you to you know, manage your credit that way. Any questions, man? Anybody got any questions, man? Dear Blaze, salute, Sean G. All right, my man, Dear Blaze, self-mastery. I see you, Dear Blaze. Yes, sir. Wow, the futures fell back down just that quick. An hour, they came back down. All right, man. So that's about it, man. I just wanted to do this video, switch it up a little bit, keep it live, keep it fresh. Hope everybody's having a good day, man. And I'll see y'all. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I got a show coming up soon. I'm going to have my man on. It's going to be back to doing that segment, starting over from scratch. I'm going to have one of those coming up soon. I was supposed to actually do that yesterday, but there was no school for Columbus Day, so little Sean had practice, so we went to the baseball practice. That's why I went live in the car yesterday, for those that were there. So appreciate everybody, man. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.